Jim, so is it Gerrit or Gerrit?
Do you know what? I was asked that question the other day, and I don't know the answer. Got to tell you what, call it what you want, because it'll do what it wants. So, if you want to call it Gerrit, call it Gerrit. Gerrit is just as good by me.
OK, so I was reading on the front page of one of the newspapers. Well, they call themselves a newspaper, but a distinct rag.
Which one you mean?
Yeah, they were suggesting that there are rather a lot of storms on the way. We're kind of getting used to this, but are they really bad? Should we be battening down the hatches?
Okay, so this is number 7, Gerrit. And look, it's as bad as you want it to be. If you go to the coastal areas, then and the hills and the mountains, then yes, I think it's bad enough to have a warning out there. But it's universal. It's across. I know the southeast haven't had much of it so far, but the rain is just moving in there now, and it's heavy stuff. But the 60, 70, 80 mile an hour winds in some of the coastal areas, the snow across the highlands and the Grampians. So if you're traveling the A9, for example, or so those little roads in and out of the Highlands, then you've got problems. There's snow falling, it's difficult conditions, and there's a lot of people on the road, which is why I think the Met Office gave it a name in the first instance, simply because although it won't be the worst storm there's ever been, fact remains is it's got a lot of energy attached to it in terms of what I'm saying here: rain, wind, and snow. And you're not wrong, by the way, James. There's another one. If I can mention this now, you might have it on your agenda already. Maybe that newspaper did. Storm Henk hasn't been named yet, but I think it will be. Now, the pivotal thing here is that it's Christmas. Sorry, not Christmas Eve, New Year's Eve. And you know what that means. People in the evening time, and it's a PM storm rather than an AM storm. And it's for the north rather than the south, although it'll still be blustery in the south and rainy at the same time. So it doesn't look particularly great for New Year's Eve celebrations. But, we may well be seeing a replica, another one, although two storms are never the same. Another instance where we've got strong winds, heavy rain and snow over the higher ground for New Year's Eve. So bear that in mind.
OK, so a tale of misery. Thank you so much for that. Friends of mine who wanted to get out and play sport, they wanted to go out and play tennis. It was raining. They wanted to go and play golf. It was waterlogged. Have we had more weather, rain than usual?
Are we talking about the year here? Then the answer to the question is we've had more exotic, chaotic type weather that we might not expect, and not just here, globally. You probably know that by the time we get to the end of the year, it will be on record the warmest stroke hottest year globally on record. So that's your marker. I think the answers to the question in terms of the globe and what we're seeing, without a shadow of a doubt, extreme weather events, 5 times more than they used to be. Yes, we can call them, what is it, weather or is it climate? It's a bit of both. You get a little bit of extra venom, extra energy when you get these events caused by climate change, caused by the oceans warming up to their record levels this year. And guess what? 2024 will not be any different. There is an underlying factor as well, which is El Nino, the ocean current, which is causing havoc in Eastern Australia at this moment in time with storms, floods, that type of thing. Every time I look at this, there's something going on somewhere, and that has got a big calling name attached to it in terms of what's going on, how it's going on, and what's going to affect going forward, which is why climatologists and better people than me are calling climate change exactly what it is. And going forward, I think we're going to see more extreme events, James. OK, so more extreme events. Just before I let you go, I don't think it's winter unless there's some snow, particularly down south. Are we going to see any? Yeah, good call. All right, give it 2 weeks. OK, we've got another event coming. Obviously, it's not quite on the charts yet in terms of, yes, it will happen, but it's looking likely that by the time we get to the end of the first week of January, we're going to see a polar distillation of the vortex, which means we're going to start to see wind of a northerly direction, bringing snow and cold temperatures, icy temperatures for more than a week. Mark the card, okay? Second week in January, it'll all start coming down from the north, from the Arctic. We're going to see a proper winter that you probably want. There you go. There we go. We heard it here first. Meteorologist Jim Dale.